Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, today's topic of discussion is going to be about the fact that many individuals are unaware that their own gut, that includes, of course, your stomach, small intestine, large intestine, so forth and so on, but their own gut can make them sick. Now, I've touched upon this in various episodes, but if your gut is unhealthy, it's going to affect your overall well-being. And what many individuals are unaware of is that you have on average somewhere around, 110 trillion microbes in your gut, which averages about 11 to 12 times more than the amount of cells that are actually in your body. And this is a collection of fungus and bacteria that traverses throughout our body, and it outnumbers the amount of human cells that are in our body. And so many individuals are unaware of this. I mean, I watch. Stop wrecking yourself. Number one, it's like a little sidebar about bacteria and everything I touch. Everywhere has to be, free of bacteria and fungi and even viruses. And one day I'm going to get into a discussion on that, because the human organism is awesome. And we have trillions of viral cells, bacterial cells, or I should say viruses, bacteria, and so forth traversing throughout our body. So to think that bacteria and viruses only exist from an external perspective, you're wrong. You're wrong. But I don't want to stray too far to the left. But there are many individuals walking around and they don't realize, why am I always sick? Why am I always feeling this way? And a lot has to do with your gut. This is why I love doing abdominal acupuncture. Oh my goodness. So many of my patients benefit from it. And again, along with seeing your primary care physician or a physician on an annual basis, make regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. It'll change your life. But many individuals think that bacteria and fungus only exist on the skin at best, and they're concerned. I want to shower 8 times a day. I want to stay clear of touching any dirty surface. But no. A lot of these organisms exist in our gastrointestinal tract. And guess what? It's critical for our overall health as well as survival. And I've been asked on the Acupuncture's My Life app by a few people. Few individuals asked, when I've had chat sessions with them. And if you don't already have the Acupuncture's My Life app, download it. It's free. So many benefits to having this app. But I've been asked, what are some of the signs? How can you tell? If your gut is like unhealthy. And the first thing to think about is your mood. What just trying to step outside of yourself. Just creating a scenario, painting a picture, and think about it. How do you treat people? How do you look at people? It doesn't matter if it's family, friends, whatever. How do you feel about life? How do you feel about the things that you do, the things that you eat? Because your gut is actually your second brain, and it communicates with the brain that's inside of your skull. And many individuals are unaware that your gut can actually affect your mental health. And I discuss this. I talk about this a lot with the holistic panel on acupunctureismylife.tv. And if you're not already watching that channel, you're missing out on so much. And if you don't want to watch it on the internet and you have Roku TV, just search out Acupuncture is My Life. But your gut can have a serious effect on your overall mental health. Many individuals don't understand that upwards of, I would say, between 90 to 95%, closer to 90% of our serotonin receptors are located in our gut. And just Eastern nutrition consultations, acupuncturists won't spell it out from a biomedical perspective. It's spoken in terms of, in theory of yin and yang and so forth and so on. But just speaking in layman's terms, as an acupuncturist, I mean, this is something that more and more medical doctors are really getting into. An acupuncturist has been into this for years, but it's just not spoken in the same language. And this is like nutritional psychiatry. And many medical doctors are attempting to teach individuals about the importance of gut health, especially psychiatrists, and how diets, a person's diet, can either negatively or positively affect their mood. I've been doing this for well more than a decade with Eastern nutrition consultation sessions. Certain foods that nourish and invigorate, chi and blood, drain damp, clears wind, all of this stuff, things that affect the mind, foods, and have changed so many lives. See an acupuncturist, I'm telling you. But foods can replace antidepressants. Now, taking antidepressants tend to present with certain side effects such as diarrhea, nausea, gastrointestinal problems. Why not just simply see an acupuncturist? Eastern nutrition consultation, abdominal acupuncture, things change right away. But understand something. There exists an anatomical as well as a physiological two-way communication between your brain and your gut. And this is predominantly done through the vagus nerve. So in this gut-brain axis, there exists a huge connection between diet and disease, which would include as a mental and emotional disorder, anxiety and depression. Watch acupunctureismylife.tv on the internet, on your phone, whatever. So much to learn. Another way to tell that your gut is unhealthy is immune issues. Ooh boy. When it comes to immunity, you definitely want to sit with an acupuncturist. Because an unhealthy gut can severely impact a person's immune system. And research has even proven that through studying microbial mediators in the gut. You ever hear the saying, you are what you eat? Yeah, that's deep. And it's real. And diet, again, via Eastern nutrition, nourishing chi and blood for so many reasons. What goes into that middle jiao, which to an acupuncturist consists of spleen and stomach for the most part, affects everything from lifespan, daily health, how you feel mentally, physically, spiritually. These things are important. You have to understand, as a board certified licensed doctor of acupuncture, I understand that health is wealth. As well as many of my acupuncture colleagues out there globally, we understand that health is wealth. We understand that wealth is not in an app on your phone or in the stock market. It's not in the safe or in the bank. We understand that wealth is not in your pocket or your purse either. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's not in the shoebox in the closet, nor is it under your mattress. The wealth, guess where the wealth is? In you. Okay? Another way you can tell your gut is unhealthy is inflammation, which it's back to your diet. Trillions of bacteria, as I've stated, resides within our intestinal tract, and this bacteria is beneficial to us because it tends to help metabolize some of the foods, such as like fiber and so forth, that we digest. So these bacteria that exist in the GI tract tend to have like metabolic machinery or machinations to digest and ferment fiber. And they also tend to generate like this beneficial byproduct, or byproducts, I should say, that tend to be like anti-inflammatory and also serve as an immune modulator too. So this bacteria that's in our GI tract is super important. And it's very effective when our diet is on point and we're eating good food, not processed food. It's lacking fiber and all kinds of nutrients, but it tastes good and the colors are great and the combination, it seems awesome, because that's what we see in the media. So you find yourself eating diets that don't have any fiber, in which this bacteria that exists in your gut loves to eat. So you're eating foods that are high in fat, high in sugar, which is causing the bacteria in your gut to shift in composition to a more less desirable composition. And then guess what's happening now? It's no longer producing beneficial metabolic byproducts in the gut. It begins to produce things that are no longer good for you. And then that's when inflammation kicks in. Many individuals are unaware of that. Seeing acupuncturists, abdominal acupuncture, Eastern nutrition consultation changes all of that. Another sign is you're overweight now. Because, the change in composition and the way this bacteria in your gut reacts, it influences your weight. And think about when I say to you, see a physician on an annual basis. Let's say they do a stool sample. So many different tests you can run that can be run. And if they do a stool sample and they find certain specific metabolites in your stool that's related to obesity, it's not good. So you want to modify the composition of your gut bacteria. Abdominal acupuncture. Boom. You want to reduce the risk of obesity. And metabolic diseases that are also tied to it. And cardiovascular diseases as well. These things are important. Other ways in which you can tell your gut is not healthy is, I speak of this a lot. How's your sleep? How are you sleeping? How are you sleeping? Many individuals are unaware that the state of their gut with regard to health can affect their sleep, both quality as well as quantity. And a vicious cycle can be created to create or put you in a position where you're lacking sleep, and then it's further impacting digestive health and increasing, of course, your risk of becoming diabetic, obese, and gastrointestinal issues, different types of GI diseases, which then now influences the types of foods that you decide to eat. And when you get poor sleep in terms of not just quantity, but more so quality, now you're setting yourself up for heart problems. So, the overall state of the microbiome in your gut is linked to how well or the quality of your sleep. Many, many individuals are unaware of that. Acupuncture, abdominal acupuncture to be specific, but acupuncture period. And I'm sure by now you could tell I'm a fan of abdominal acupuncture. Along with Eastern nutrition consultation, changes many lives. It's already done that. It's already done that. But understand something. You must understand, your gut as your second brain. Can make you sick. And a lot of it is predicated on what you're putting in your mouth. Now you've already created a cascade of issues. I mean, it's just out of control. And you want to fix that. You don't want to buy something over the counter that you've heard is good for you. You want to go see an acupuncturist so they can assess your constitution, determine your excesses and weaknesses, or your excesses and deficiencies rather. Because everyone's different. Never a one size fits all. I may do the Buddhist triangle on someone's stomach at certain points, on the ren meridian and stomach meridian. For certain gut disorders. And then someone can have a similar gut disorder, but then it may require that I do a combination of spleen and kidney, or spleen and controlling vessel points, or the red meridian, I should say, to control, subdue, or eradicate the amount of dampness that's building up in the gut, along with Eastern nutrition consultation. How to change that. Acupuncture is awesome. I know I'm an acupuncturist and I'm saying that, but it is. Acupuncture is awesome. Doesn't hurt to make acupuncture a part of your life. You would benefit a great deal. So make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. Okay? Acupuncture is my life. What's yours?